What's going on, everybody? Andrew Thompson here of the Andrew Thompson Interviews YouTube channel. Subscribe, leave a comment, like a video if you wish. I'm currently on the line with a talented in-ring performer that you may have seen in MLW, AAW, Glory Pro, CZW, and more promotions, Mr. Myron Reed. How you doing today, Myron?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on with you?
Doing good, doing good. Myron, explain to me the thrill of achieving the success that you have in wrestling so far at your age. Speaking from just my experience and what I've done, I've only been covering in wrestling journalism for 2 years, 23, and I know I saw it in your Twitter bio that you're 22, and I've seen you all over the place. Can you explain to me like just the thrill of achieving so much at such a young age?
Well, the crazy thing is, man, is you're gonna have people that respect you, and then you're gonna have people that hate on you because you're doing so much stuff in such a little bit of time, and it's like the best of both worlds, and it's also bittersweet because you're at this level and you're like, what do I have to do to get to the next level? So I'm grinding even harder than I was to get to where I'm at now, to get even further. But
Right.
where I'm at now, I'm very humbled by it. You know what I mean? And I thank God every day. Like I'm very thankful for the position I'm in, and I just got to run with it. Can't be lazy or lackadaisical.
I understand that. Now, every time I do get a chance to speak with a wrestler who has competed in AAW, as I mentioned before, I always ask them what makes that promotion so special, and everybody always has something positive to say. What has your experience been like in AAW, and why do you think people speak so highly of that promotion?
Man, AEW is awesome. Like it's like honestly, like how popular IWA was back in the day and how it was bringing up young talent and all that stuff, and
Mm,
it's pretty much like that, but like on a higher standard. They're bringing in guys, so if they don't feel like you got it, you ain't, you know what I'm saying, then you're not gonna be there.
mm,
Um, but if you got it, it's the chance to work with these big stars, like Shane Strickland, Trevor Lee, ACH, like all those guys were there, and there's so many more, Eddie Kingston, so many more different guys that's on the roster right now that we can learn from, and it pretty much takes you from being a great talent to superstardom. You know what I mean? And it pretty much gets you ready for that next level.
mm. And when I first reached out to you about doing this interview, this was after I had written up my interview with TJP, and you two had a nice exchange on Twitter through that because he said very positive things about you. Like when you guys wrestled, I think it was at AAW Take No Prisoner show
Hmm.
at early May or late April. It was one of those, and he said very positive things about you, and you two had a nice exchange. Do you remember anything about that match in particular?
Oh man, that's still to this day probably one of my favorite, like my top five favorite matches of all time. Like TJP's awesome, man. He pretty much pushed me to my limit, made me do more than I usually do, pretty much. And from that match on, man, since that point, I've been like trying to go crazy every match, like you know what I mean, even crazier than I've ever went before. You know what I'm saying? So like
Mm.
he put that drive in me even more. And he's awesome.
So let's talk about MLW a bit, Myron. Their first ever pay per view on November 2nd, Saturday Night SuperFight. What has it been like for you to see to be a part and to see the growth of the development of MLW?
Man, it's awesome. MLW is also one of those platforms, you know what I mean, that's gonna get you exposure. It's gonna help you in front of cameras with your character work. Like if you ain't ready to grind, like you will be left in the backfield pretty much. You'll be left in the back. Like like for example, I was going there thinking like when I first started, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna have killer matches and I'll be straight. Cause I wasn't really worried about cutting a promo or a character. I was just worried about putting on bangers and that's cool and all, but what you gonna do when you got 6 7 minutes, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot, and you gotta get yourself over. Like what are you gonna do, your cool move? Like you can't do everything in 5 6 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense?
Yep.
So like they're giving us more to run with now, picking three younger guys that have been there, and we've all pretty much wrestled each other. We know everything about each other, so we just in there learning, and like we're taking the initiative, when there's time, we're just sitting in the back. Let's go cut a promo. Like, can we cut a promo? Like, can we do something? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're
Mm-hmm.
just trying to push the gimmick and push ourselves as wrestlers.
Yeah, it seems like from what I take from what you just said, it seems like you guys are not content on just being as good as you are right now. It's all about
Absolutely,
development
bro.
and establishing your characters and trying to find new layers of yourself that you may not even know about yet.
Absolutely, dude. I've learned so much about myself in this past year that I never even knew. Like, it's crazy.
Right. I say so. Just to transition out of wrestling for a little bit, I know I was doing my research for this interview. I noticed on your YouTube channel that you play some NBA 2K. Now that okay, now I saw that. Is that my accurate in saying that?
Yes
Okay,
sir, dude.
okay,
I love 2K, man. That's
okay.
that's
So
my
Myron,
that's my
are
escape.
you hooping on 2K20? And what is your my player bill so I can steal it from
Absolutely, I'm definitely playing on 2K20. I definitely have to give you my gamer tag, but I'm a small. My dude's a. I got two players, but the one I play with the most right now is my small 40. He's a 3 level scorer. Right now, I haven't had as much time as I had on 2K19 to play,
you?
but like I'm at
Understandable.
it. Yeah,
I know
I'm a
why,
90
cause
overall
you
now
booked
though.
and busy, man.
Always, man.
Okay, so
And
I did want to ask you, how did the high fire nickname come about?
oh man, I get this all the time. Pretty much it was more so of like a saying that we were saying pretty much at the time that was popular where I was wrestling. I think it was like WWA, and I was just doing all kind of dumb shit back then, like just trying to get my name out there. And like most of the stuff I was doing, they were like, man, that shit's fire, or that's hot fire, or whatever. And
Mm.
I was like, bro, that's stick, that's gonna stick. Like I kept the hot fire thing, and now I'm trying to transition and make it the fireman, actually make it something else. You know what I'm saying? Change it up a little bit.
That's cool. That's cool. Now, I don't know if you know this, but this year alone, you competed in 3 tournaments: the AAW Gen Liner Memorial Tournament, CZW's Best of the Best, unsanctioned pro heavyweight title tourney. You seem to have a thing for tournaments, Myron. So, are there any tournaments that we could be seeing you, us the fans, could we expect to see you in the future or in the 2019 so far?
Well, for me, man, if I'm there, I mean, I plan to be at every Gym Linum tournament.
Mm.
I'm trying to think. Do I have anything? I think there's one for Glory Pro coming up. That I'm. Oh, actually, sorry, I'm in one right now. Like I'm trying to think about everything, but I'm in the tournament for. I think it's the Midwest Territory Championship and Glory
Mm.
Pro, and I'm in the finals currently right now. So that the next show is going to really be on and popping. So I'm trying to win that belt.
No, for sure, for sure. Just to wrap it up here, Myra, I do want to thank you for your time again. The Injustice Group with yourself, Jordan Oliver, and Kotto Brazil, you guys are making waves. Has there ever been any conversations amongst you three with Corbauer or anyone about 6-man tag team titles on MLW? And if so, just to entertain the idea, would you guys be interested in that?
Oh man, it's something that we definitely be interested in. Whatever belt they got, if it's tag team, we got to do the Freebird rule or the Injustice rule. We will. You know what I'm saying? That's just that. Like it just depends on what we have, but we gonna definitely push it, press it. And try to make sure it happens because I think it's something that could be dope in MLW. Not a lot of companies have a trios championship.
For sure, for sure. As I said, that's gonna wrap it up, everybody. You can see Myron Reed in action on November 2nd at MLW Saturday Night SuperFight Live
Yes,
on
sir.
pay-per-view. He will be teaming with Kotto Brazil and Jordan Oliver, and they will be in 6-man tag team action. Can't wait to see what you guys do. And Myron, I want to thank you for your time again, man.
Hey man, thank you for having me, bro. It's gonna be lit.